Welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Of course, I'm here with John Lewis, also known as the Badass Vegan, everyone. And we're here to learn more about what it's like to be a true vegan. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm good,
we
I'm
appreciate
good.
you being here. John, let's talk a little bit about your history. Of course, you're a professional basketball player to begin with. Is that where you started that journey when it comes to health and fitness and lifestyle?
It actually started early for me.
Yeah.
There's actually a newspaper clipping. I think I was like 8 years old. I'm doing sit-ups in the newspaper.
Oh, really?
But it's somewhere along the line I got chunky. I got about 315 as a freshman in high school.
So what's a freshman?
I'd say about 14 years
Okay,
old.
so you were how heavy?
315,
Wow.
315 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like to say I was chunky, but in reality I was fat.
Okay,
So
and so what made you turn? What was that starting factor?
for me, it was my mother was diagnosed with colon cancer, and doing research
Same
and
as my
talking to the
father.
doctors. Yeah, when I talked to the doctors, I asked like, how did this happen? He said, too much animal protein mixed with fried fatty foods.
Yeah.
And I always say I'm a big believer in learning from my mistakes, but I'm a bigger believer from learning from other people's mistakes. So I took that knowledge, and of course I did a little bit more research. And once I did the research, I saw that, all these different ailments and diseases that come from this certain style of eating.
Yeah.
And that's when it just changed for me.
Okay, well, so for someone like me and also all our viewers out at home, how do you start becoming a vegan? How do you know what to do?
Well-
because I've looked at Whole Foods, I don't know what I'm buying.
The good thing is you start looking at what to eliminate as far as like animal products. And you just get rid of like the milk, the dairy, and the eggs.
Okay.
And once you get rid of that, it kind of opens up, because to get rid of meat. That's easy.
Okay.
But you start looking at milk and dairy and eggs, and you start seeing that it's kind of like snuck in as a filler into a lot of these foods, because
Yeah.
they're cheaply produced now. They're subsidized. So the cost that it really costs is not what's going into the food. So all these foods are very, very cheap now.
I got
so you
you.
start looking at like these ingredients, and once you see that, a lot of people think vegan is expensive. But in reality, an apple up against a steak will win
got
any
you.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, but that stinks sometimes. It's hard. Do you have like a withdrawal symptom? Like if you're not,
Some
if
people
all
do.
of a sudden you stop
Some people
drinking
do.
coffee?
And you got to think about it. If you've been doing anything for 20, 30, 40 years,
course.
if you cut it out, good or bad, you're going to have withdrawals. So that's one thing to think about. And most of the time, it's 9 times out of 10 is always mental.
Okay, one movie that I wanted to talk about that you are now getting involved in. Tell us a little bit about that movie to begin with. It's very big on Netflix.
Very big. The movie's a documentary called What the Health.
Yeah.
And the makers of What the Health, I'm actually teaming up with them, and we're creating a new documentary, which is
Yeah.
going to be based off of food injustice as well as food deserts through the lens of hip hop and urban culture. So we're actually going to be taking a look at my life. I started off in Ferguson, Missouri, where Mike Brown was killed. A lot of violence, a lot of bad eating habits. And, we call them food deserts, but in reality, they're not food deserts. They're nutrition deserts. There's food everywhere. But when you go to the liquor store, they don't have any nutrition in their food. So we're trying to show people like how these low-income communities are targeted, and how like you'll never see a McDonald's in Beverly Hills
Gotcha.
or a liquor store. So we're trying to show them that there's for a reason.
Right.
And we're going to show people, and the reason why we're using hip hop, because hip hop is like the #1 culture out there right now.
Yeah.
Like you can go to a hockey game and still hear hip hop.
Yeah.
And we're using these people that are in the hip hop and R&B movement, as well as some athletes, and we're interviewing them as to why they went vegan and why they think other people should do it in the
Okay.
community.
Well, we've got more coming up. I want everyone to know at home. The first 3 callers are going to get this giveaway. Tell us what
Right.
it is.
We have our starter pack, which is going to also have our chocolate, chai, vanilla, wild berry flavors in there, and you get to try it at home.
Oh, perfect. First 3 callers. There it is up on the screen as well. Now, also, 859-566-3636. Give us a call, first 3 callers. Coming up after the... Oh, also, if you want to find out more information, I should say, about John Lewis and this movement, there's all the information up on there. It's a really great website as well, everyone. Badassvegan.com. It gives you great information. But after the break, Khloe Kardashian debuts her baby bump on the Ellen DeGeneres Show. Plus, Hulu hits a major milestone. You're watching Midday Kentucky, everyone. We'll be back after this short break.